Missing evidence in a decades-old Thunderbolt sexual assault case has finally been found at the police department.
Today, investigators and prosecutors reviewed the material in the case involving a man who was previously convicted and later released. WSAV's Nikaya Harris joins us now with the latest on this developing story.
That's right. This unsolved case could see new developments. The sexual assault was reported in 2001 when a woman in Thunderbolt says she was attacked in her home. Now, Sandeep Baradia was convicted in 2003 and spent more than 2 decades in prison. His conviction was vacated in 2004 and the case dismissed entirely in 2025 after a judge ruled critical evidence had not been presented at trial.
But the question is, where was this evidence all this time? Who was responsible for keeping it and logging it?
The question comes from Chatham County District Attorney Shalina Jones, who called Tuesday's meeting at the Thunderbolt Police Department. Her goal, making sure every piece of evidence is accounted for.
As part of our sexual assault review team, we had an ADA, an investigator, come out and review old files and old cases, and they found some evidence and material that should have been part of the original trial of this case.
The evidence had been scattered across multiple locations and never properly stored, according to Jones. Items included a sealed, untested rape kit, police reports, the original photo lineup, written statements, medical records, and more.
When it was discovered, we took inventory of it and we notified all the parties.
The Georgia Innocence Project, which helped Baradia secure his habeas ruling, reviewed the newly found evidence and says it would have been critical for his defense. Jones says all evidence will now be secured and reviewed.
We will take all of the evidence pertaining to this case into custody, and we will review it to assess whether or not additional or future criminal charges are warranted. This is a highly unusual situation. In the almost 25 years that I've been practicing, I haven't seen evidence be lost or scattered about in this way.
Now, the town of Thunderbolt released a statement saying they regret the evidence wasn't located sooner and understand the community's concerns, especially since the man previously convicted in the case was later released and the charges dismissed. Because litigation is pending, the town says it cannot comment further. Nikaya Harris, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Nikaya, thank you. We have new details tonight in a deadly shooting case between 2 brothers. Police have now identified the man arrested in Liberty County. Javaris White is now facing murder charges in connection to the death of his teenage brother. According to the Liberty County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called to a home in the 1600 block of West Oglethorpe Highway yesterday around 1:30 in the afternoon. Investigators say an argument between 2 brothers escalated, ending with a 16-year-old shot and killed inside the home. White is also facing a felony probation violation. He is now being held at the Liberty County Jail. A man accused of leading Savannah police on a high-speed chase that ended in a deadly crash has been released on bond by Judge Tammy Stokes. The chase happened in March of last year after officers tried to stop Kenneth Gordon because the car he was driving was linked to a shooting. Police say Gordon crashed into another vehicle on Liberty Parkway, killing 60-year-old Darren Lewis, an innocent bystander. WSAV spoke with Darren's wife, Kathy Lewis, today, and she says she is disappointed by the decision.
My initial reaction was a little disappointing, a little angry. I've already been in a low place this morning, and to get that information was very disappointing. I mean, they said because he served a year already, but I've lost a life forever.
Under the conditions of his release, Gordon is not allowed to drive, drink, use drugs, or have any contact with Kathy.
New at 6, 2 suspects now under arrest in connection to a shooting in Beaufort County that sent bullets into a home and a car. 25-year-old Jamori Allen is charged with malicious injury to property, aggravated breach of peace, and possession of a machine gun. 19-year-old Jamarian Brandt faces charges including assault and battery in the first degree, malicious injury to property, aggravated breach of peace, and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. Deputies say the 2 men exchanged gunfire on March 30th at a grocery store on Trask Parkway in Grays Hill, hitting a car and a nearby home. No one was hurt. Investigators arrested Allen at his home, where they say they found multiple weapons. Brandt was arrested in Columbia and brought back to Beaufort County this week. Chatham County Police say a dangerous situation on a local fishing pier could have turned deadly. Officers were called to the Frank Downing fishing pier near the Diamond Causeway on the Moon River after a woman drove all the way to the end of the pier. Police say 2 people were fishing at the time and were nearly hit, but they were not hurt. The driver was arrested for DUI. Police say this incident could have had tragic consequences, and they are reminding drivers not to get behind the wheel if they've been drinking or using drugs.
Continuing coverage now, the man found guilty of punching a 66-year-old at a Wilmington Island bar is back in court as questions emerge about what happened during jury deliberations. WSAV's Jillian Coles was in the Chatham County courtroom today, and she is joining us now with what happened.
Charles Teeple's attorneys claim a comment from a Chatham County Sheriff's deputy during deliberations may have influenced how quickly the jury reached their guilty verdict. Today, 10 jurors in this case took the stand as attorneys questioned what exactly was said that night.
This is not here for juror regret. We're here because an officer of the court told a jury how late they may have to stay and that they might have to come back the next week.
Charles Teeple's attorney, Matthew Adkins, argues that statement by Chatham County Deputy Young serves as a time pressure and outside influence on the jury's decision. District Attorney Matthew Schlager says he thinks this was a common question throughout the week, not just during deliberation.
A statement to a bailiff or a question to a bailiff that is answered by a bailiff earlier on in the week, that is not a communication that is covered under this case law. It's not an improper communication.
2 jurors brought in by the defense say the timing question was written in a note to Judge Lisa Colbert at one point, but jurors also asked Deputy Young on verdict night.
While the jury was deliberating, including yourself, did you hear the bailiff make any statements about how long the jury might have to remain that evening?
Yes.
To the best of your memory, what were the words that were used?
To the best of my memory, it was something along the lines of, you might have to be here until 10 or 11 o'clock. I don't know.
8 other jurors were called in by the prosecution. Most said they either didn't hear the conversation or the deputy actually answered with an I don't know or a shrug. But when Deputy Young took the stand, she said she's not sure of any of this happening.
So you don't recall them asking you the question, right? Is that what you just testified to? The question about how long do we have to be here? Paraphrased. I don't know the exact phrase. I can't recall.
Now, Teeple was supposed to be sentenced in March, but now that is set for June 1st. After that, this conflict hearing is set to continue. 3 jurors from this case who were not able to make it to today's hearing are still to take the stand for questioning on June 22nd. Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Thank you, Jillian. New at 6, Fort Wentworth police are investigating a series of car break-ins at a local apartment complex, and they're asking for the public's help identifying a suspect. Officers responded Sunday morning to the Village of Rice Hope Apartments on Magnolia Boulevard after several vehicles were broken into. This is right off Highway 21. The Fort Wentworth Criminal Investigations Division is handling the case and working to track down who is responsible. Detectives are seeking to identify this individual believed to have information pertinent to the break-ins. Anyone with information is asked to contact Fort Wentworth Police.
While everyday drivers are feeling the impact of high gas prices, local industries like construction and shrimping are facing an even bigger burden. On land, construction crews rely on heavy equipment to get jobs done. On the water, shrimpers depend on fuel to keep their boats running. But with diesel costs nearly doubling, operators say they have to make some tough choices. For Dacian Ships, owner of the Palmetto Mulching and Clearing, it means delaying projects so he doesn't burn through all of his profits on fuel. Similar challenges are hitting local shrimpers like Craig Reeves, who says fuel costs can determine whether they can work or even meet customer demand.
Fuel prices are, going to be a killer and really can determine whether we can fish or not, is how high the fuel price is versus the shrimp price, and then volume. If we're catching enough volume, then you can kind of overcome it. But if you don't have enough product out there to compensate for the fuel that you're burning, then you have to tie up.
Both local shrimp and construction businesses tell us that they hope this is just a temporary setback, and in the meantime, they are finding ways to adjust and keep their operations running. Happening right now, Richmond Hill city leaders are set to vote on whether to withdraw from the Bryan County Airport Authority. We want to give you a live look at a meeting that's taking place right now. The authority was established in 2025 and is created to help guide the long-term vision for a proposed non-commercial airport. So this vote follows Bryan County Commission's decision last December to suspend funding for the airport. WSAV's Isabella Baez is at that meeting right now. It looks like public comment is taking place. We'll bring you the full story coming up tonight on News 3 at 10 and 11.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic, the accident doctors, where it pays to get well.
As far as the traffic around the area, conditions are starting to improve, especially along I-95 at Highway 21, though Highway 21 is still experiencing some delays heading toward Effingham County, and Interstate 16 westbound starting to clear out with the exception of that area just past I-95. Nothing weather-wise to slow us down. Our drive times are starting to improve. Just about 12 minutes to get from downtown Savannah to Pooler. Now, as far as over the next few days, wildfire risks will remain an issue. The drought has expanded across the region, and no measurable rainfall is in the 7-day forecast. We'll have full details on that coming up in a few moments.